From Choctaw Resort in Durant, Oklahoma, this is Poker Night in America. Welcome to Poker Night in America. I'm Chris Hanson alongside Joe Stapleton. And before we get too deep into the show, we have a very exciting announcement to make. The very first winner of our grand prize on the Poker Night in America app has been chosen.
That's right, Chris. Some lucky Poker Night fan just won an all-expense paid trip to the Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida to appear at our table and play against the pros on national television. And at the end of the show today, we will reveal the name of that lucky winner.
Now, without any further ado, let's get to the table. It's set up this time in Durant, Oklahoma at Choctaw Resort.
Can't believe they let your son Bart Hanson back on the show, Chris.
What?
Your son, Bart Hanson.
He's not my son. We're like the same age.
Wow, babies are literally having babies these days. Sad.
All right, so blinds starting out at 25 and 50.
You have that kind of voice.
Thank you. Yeah, I studied broadcasting in schools.
Mates calls.
University of Miami.
I went to Syracuse for the same thing.
Oh, it's a great school for broadcasting. That's where my brother Todd went, and he broadcast for the Rays.
You went to did Newhouse, went through Newhouse.
What's that?
He went through Newhouse. That's like the communication.
Ross raises to 425 on the button with kings. It's a great spot here because everyone's going to think he's just trying to steal.
Do you do any broadcasting? Or?
Yeah, actually, that's how.
And we're off. Freaking kidding me? This is what we're gonna do all day?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be one of these.
I hope so, at least.
This sounds awesome.
I hate to use a cliche, but wow, things escalated quickly.
How many years did your father do Phillies games?
For the Phillies for over 30 seasons.
Was he the guy whose voice was on the Inside the NFL?
Yes, Harry Callis.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. I thought that guy was from Philadelphia. I love that guy's voice. I grew up listening to his voice on HBO. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't remember if Kyle Bowker is nice to me online or not, so I can't really say what I hope happens here.
I actually grew up a big Joe Montana fan, so I grew up cheering for the 49ers, but once I had kids, I started cheering for the Bears because they live in Chicago.
I'm from Boston, though.
Maybe he should give you your hat.
I was at the Buffalo game when they threw.
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah. Was that you?
We thought it was a flag, too. I was like, I don't think that's a flag.
Little action here on hand two.
Yeah, we're playing some poker already, guys.
So here we go. We've got 8,700 pre-flop, aces versus kings.
Somehow it did not go all in the middle yet.
I'm sure it will momentarily. Just be patient, Stapes. Both of these players with pretty big stacks to get the hand started.
Sorry.
5,500.
All in.
Players all in.
Call.
Call. Table both hands, please.
That is this.
Yuck.
Well, we know one king has been folded, so it's not looking good for Ross.
Incredible. Wow.
Diamonds are no help.
Here, I'll actually give you.
Just a $20,000 win for Kyle Bowker.
He has me covered, so.
This is always the most exciting part of poker, the counting.
All right, so. Is that hand gonna kick off the telecast?
You think that one will make the cut?
Will that be in the preview?
You know, we want personality.
Yeah.
Just, anyone can shift 20K around. We want some personality. And queens for Kane Callis.
Chris, it's 2017. They're known as Lady Kings. All right, it was a crazy game of Bowker. He's in there with Jack 4 suited.
Well, it doesn't matter now. He's playing with Ross's money. So at this point, you might as well call. Mates gets involved with 8-10 offsuit. Flop is Jack 4 deuce.
Everything is coming up, Bowker. What a flop for Jack 4.
275.
2 pair for him and a really juicy looking board for pocket queens, Jack high. Are we sure his name isn't Bowser? Because he is going to be tough to beat.
Six of diamonds on the turn.
Really awful spot for Kane Callis and his queens. Absolutely nothing out there to indicate that he is losing.
700.
Bowker happy to just keep on rolling.
Oh man, somebody made it to the end of level 8 with the fireball, I guess. Poker is just the worst sometimes. How do you catch a queen there? Well done, Kane Callis.
2100.
Call.
2100 is the bet, and a call from Bowker. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I would have got so cooler. I had a queen deuce of diamonds. He gets cooler.
Wow. Those coolers are terrible, huh? It's miserable, right?
You don't seem to be complaining very much.
Chris, while we've got Kyle Bowker at the table, have you heard of Bowkerate?
Is that like ghosting?
It's even worse.
Even worse?
Yeah, it's when you've got the goods, but you're emotionally unavailable.
Poker Night is brought to you by Sit and Go 2.0. Go to sitandgo20.net and claim your free Sit and Go 2.0 strategy ebook.
Kings are going around like a hockey pregame at the Staples Center.
So 3 players will go to the flop.
I like the ace this time. Call me crazy.
Crazy. Jack 5-8 is the flop.
Why is it always us 3?
Because we like to play hands and they like to wait for aces.
You have aces?
No.
Oh.
I was wrong about ace 10. That got out of there.
700 is the bet from Lorgeree.
17 out of every 100 times Jack 10 is going to catch up, but it seems like it should be less.
And now a raise to 1,500 from Baker.
I know a lot of the time, if you have Jack 10, you'd be thinking, I have a pair. I can't fold top pair for just one more bet. But there aren't a lot of bluffs and semi-bluffs David can have here. Lorgeree is going to be behind a lot.
All in. All in 2,900.
I don't know, I just don't believe you. I think you got probably your own hand. You probably have like 10-8 of clubs or some garbage like that.
Can you beat 10-8?
Huh?
Can you beat 10-8?
Maybe.
I'm just gonna think to myself that I'm winning right now. If it wasn't for this,
I don't know, I just don't believe it.
Oh, here, have it.
10 Jack, you don't believe?
I'm gonna.
He who don't believe pays off ODB.
So David Baker's going to double up.
That's it.
Thanks.
50,000.
Yeah.
But no amount to go to prison for 6 months.
No.
Wow.
Didn't you see the beginning of Shawshank? He sort of looks like that dude that gets killed by the sisters. No offense.
The beginning of what movie?
Shawshank. When the guys come in and Andy survives, but the other dude doesn't. That's the other dude.
I'll take obscure movie references for 300, Alex.
It's not obscure. It's on TNT like every day. Get busy raising or get busy folding.
Bart Hanson with aces makes it 300.
You gotta be able to pay off a prison, though. Can you pay off a guard to like protect you the whole time? In the state prison?
What is it, 300? Yeah, it's just give him a piece.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, if
It's
you
starting to sound
know.
appealing. Yeah. All right, I'm in. How much? I got a new idea.
It's true, you just pay for protection on the inside.
I mean, you could definitely do it.
Where are all the red cards at?
Ross flops the flush, but Hanson has the nut flush draw.
I had a friend. He was 6'7", African American, big, huge guy. He told me state prison was the worst thing. He was there for 2 years. He said it was the worst thing ever. He goes,
Turns out prison isn't fun. Huh.
that's why I said there's probably no number for me. If that guy's like doing it, what am I gonna do? I don't know, I got the gift of making people laugh, though. Cow just sits there and drinks, don't say nothing. They're probably gonna beat the shit out of him.
There's no beer in prison, right?
No beer. Yeah.
Well,
Mike Ross raising with his made flush. So obviously Bart's thinking about raising or calling. On the one hand, he's got the ace blockers, so he knows Ross can't have a nut flush draw. On the other hand, this is a super draw heavy board, so it's entirely possible Ross will have something he will think is worth sticking around for if Chris Hanson's son, Bart Hanson, should decide to raise.
Dude, can you see that he and I are like, we're the same age?
Look, I don't judge.
You don't see age?
I don't.
3 on the turn.
Check.
More importantly, a red 3 on the turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had a great meal after you're done. You had a couple
Ross leading now. And Bart's probably going to have to just call. He's got a good hand, but he probably doesn't want to get it all in at this point.
So Bart, not my brother Hanson, does call.
I know he's not your brother. He's your son.
Bart and I are not related just because we share the same last name.
I'm going to need a birth certificate.
Check.
So Bart checks. I'm guessing he really would love a check behind here.
The general public.
But he ain't going to get it.
Nice one.
And Bart folds. Nice laydown.
Look at all these chips.
Those chips are worth money.
This is really
Did
exciting.
everybody notice that Mike won a pot? Here, I understand.
Let's just go.
Queens. Oh, pardon, Lady Kings
There you go.
Are you for real?
for Bart Hanson. So he goes from aces to queens, obviously downgrading.
Is that a rhetorical question?
he got told not to eat the table last night.
Can you say hello to Tuckman for me, please?
You can't hear me.
Oh.
You can say hello to Tuck.
Oh my goodness. Queens, kings, kings, aces. There's more paint in this deck than on Jackson Pollock's floors.
When does Tuckman get to play? Let's get him in this
I'll
game.
tell you what. I'm getting online. You ever see that guy play? That's why he's in the booth.
Back and forth we go here pre-flop with Kyle Bowker and Bart Hanson.
All in.
No, you do not move all in on Chris Hanson's own flesh and blood.
We're not related. No flesh, no blood.
All right, I call.
We got a call from Bart Hanson.
Are you going to be okay here in the booth watching your son go through this? I would imagine that your instinct would be to go down there and help him in some way. Oh, and a king. Oh, boy.
Spades.
a bad
What a spade for a sweat for the television.
There's no. It's
Hey,
closer
it's
to.
the sweat for the television.
What
Oh, no
sweat?
sweat. Sorry.
Hanson bricks out, and Bowker just scoops up another $20,000 pot.
You're right.
Gonna have to bring out that extra table support to put underneath his chips if this gets any worse.
He picks up these hands and everyone else has their hands. No wonder you live in the Hamptons.
Chips.
Didn't peg Kyle Bowker as a Hamptons kind of guy.
Little known fact, Kyle Bowker lives on the same street as other gregarious Hampton socialites, Daniel Jungleman Cates and Isaac Haxton.
Welcome back to Durant, Oklahoma.
Home of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Shout out to Brett Butler and Dennis Rodman.
Oh, I'm a straddle. All right.
Bart Hanson straddling, raising blind to 100.
Mike Ross pumps it up with Jack 10. I'm not going to say that Kyle Bowker's having a nice night on Poker Night in America, but Stapes, he's already working on level 3 of his chip stack.
It doesn't even look real.
What game are you liking the best? What games are you liking?
Uno.
Parcheesi.
I'm not a big fan of the split pot games.
Split pot games are the worst.
My kids love Chutes and Ladders. It is the worst game ever invented.
Ross calls to the flop.
Instead it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is unfortunate.
Come on, Bowker. Just stop.
Ross has got top pair, good kicker, case 10, gross.
Fifth. Right, but
4 and 4th. Funny enough, on the small bet round.
Yeah, I think that's actually
800 the bet. Quick call from Ross.
Look at the way Bowker's playing this, though. Bet your sets. You got to build a pot.
what's that?
Dan's your coach. He never likes to. The only reason I ask is he never likes to fold.
Board gets a little straightier here on the turn, but it's still not going to look super dangerous to Ross.
Excuse me, straightier?
Straightier, 3, 4, 5.
He was
1,800 the bet from Bowker on the turn.
nuts with 9s in the hole, just because he didn't believe the answer. But Ite was all in on the side.
And you can't blame Ross for calling.
It was crazy. He lost all his chips in one hand, but it was like
A
not.
boat now for Bowker on the river.
This is an absolute slam dunk value bet time.
10-5.
What? Excuse me.
10,500.
10,500?
That's right, 10,500. Over betting the pot. Love a super polarizing bet here. Make sure opponent think you're trying to scare him out.
Show me one for the camera. It's a TV show. Turn one over, Kyle.
Bowker has been dominating this table so far here tonight at Choctaw. So Mike Ross has got to be thinking, he can't have it every time.
Sometimes they can have it every time. Good fold.
Well, Bowker's third level is about to get even bigger.
Time to add in the in-law apartment.
Easy, can have aces.
Yeah.
Mike Ross chasing his loss with a straddle his hand.
Anyway, like you have jacks and queens more than you have anything that beats them.
Queen Jack in the small blind for Bart Hanson.
Chris, why didn't you name him Chris Jr.?
I feel like the more I itch at this, the more it's going to get worse. So
Don't answer.
He's not my son. He's not my brother. We're not related at all.
It's true.
But Kane Callis is getting in the middle here. He is raising with ace-7 of diamonds.
I mean, it would,
So tempting to call if you're Bart Hanson. They're connected, they're suited, they're paint, and there's so many ways to get yourself committed on the flop.
out of the hand look to like.
Attaboy, Bart. It's like he'll do anything to win Chris's approval.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean,
Flop is 10-3 king.
it wouldn't have shocked me at all.
Here's a nice and committing flop, just like I was talking about.
Hanson's got the straight draw. Callis has the flush draw.
I'm all for Callis keeping up the aggression here. Sometimes you win it right away with a continuation bet. Sometimes you get called and the 9 of diamonds peels off and you felt Bart and he has to move back in with his dad, Chris Hanson.
Every day is a puzzle.
1,075, the bet from Callis.
So what's like the worst thing Bart ever did growing up? Did he get good grades? Is there a funny anecdote? Or
Why don't you ask him when we're done today?
I will.
I wouldn't know. I think he grew up on the East Coast. I'm from the Midwest. Like,
Wow, you weren't even present in your son's life? I don't see, by the way, how you can call with Queen Jack suited then fold when you flop up and down, so don't really see Bart folding here.
yeah, I agree. That's why you play hands like Queen Jack, is because you want to flop draws.
You also want to make them, and it's the making them that's key. Bart is all in.
Attaboy.
Oh,
Call.
No, don't use that against me. I meant like attaboy, like good job, Bart. Not like I'm proud of you because you're my flesh and... Oh.
I don't buy it.
All right, turn is a jack. And now Hanson is ahead. And the river is a 9, so Bart Hanson is going to win this hand. It's going to be a double up for Bart. And Kane Callis, not impressed. Well, that's going to do it for this evening here at Choctaw. But first, let's take a look at our chip counts after our first sesh. $35,600 was redistributed on tonight's show, and Kyle Bowker holds 97% of that as profit.
Sean Mates won himself $925, and the rest of the table is deeper in the red paint than Dennis Rodman. Yes, 6 sports reference. I did it.
Now, if you want more Poker Night, you can find us on social media, including Twitch and YouTube, where you can find full episodes, live streams, and exclusive content. Also, don't forget to download our free poker app. You and your friends can have your very own poker night, as well as a chance to win a seat in our show. Search for us in your app store and download it today. For everyone here at Poker Night in America, I'm Chris Hansen, he's Joe Stapleton, and thanks for watching. Poker Night in America is brought to you by Kimosabi Mezcal and Sit and Go 2.0.